All right, let's do your homework. So this is week 7, multiples and factors. Let's work through these. First one, right? All the factors of 40, use commas to separate them. So remember how we do this. We start counting up until we get to a double or a repeat. All right. So 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 3 times nothing. If we have the digits, 4 plus 0 is 4, which is not divisible by 3. 4 times 10, 5 times 8, 6 times 6 is 36, 6 times 7 is 42, so it can't be 6 or 7. 8 times 5, we have a repeat, so I can cross that out. These are my factors, 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 20, 40. That's the answer to question 1. Question 2, put a check by all the prime numbers. Prime numbers, the only factors are 1 and me. So even numbers have a factor of 2, so it can't be any of the even number ones. 7 times 1, we could check the numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, see if any of those numbers go into it. Nope, that's prime. Nope, that's prime. 3 goes into 27, so it can't be 27. 29, we should check 9 too. 11, none of those. 29's prime. We should check 13 too, and maybe 15. But those are prime. 7, 17, 29. Next, right, 48 is a product of prime factors. Okay, so I'm going to do it with the factor tree. And do it a lot of ways. 2 numbers that multiply to get to 48. Let's do 6 and 8. 6 is not prime, so let's break up 6 into 3 times 2. 3 is prime, 2 is prime. 8 is not prime, we can break that up into 2 and 4. 2 is prime, 4 is not prime, break that up into 2 and 2. So 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, all the circled ones. That's question 3. Let's move on. Question 4, find the greatest common factor of 15 and 34. Okay, so again, let's list all the factors of 15 and all the factors of 34. 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 times 15, 2 times nothing, it's even, or it's odd, so it can't be. 3 times 5. 4 times nothing, 5 times 3 is a repeat, so we're not going to do that. So the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. 34, we got to go a lot higher for this one. We'll be going for a while here. 1 times 34, 2 times 17, 3 times, well, divisibility, 3 plus 4 is 7, can't be 3. 4 times 8 is 32, not that one. 5, doesn't end with a 5 or 0. 6 times 5 is 30, that doesn't work. 36 doesn't work. 7 times 5 is 35, that doesn't work. 8 times 4 is 32, that doesn't work. 9 doesn't go into 34. 10, well, it doesn't end with a 0. 11 times 3 is 33, 12 times 3 is 36, 13 is not going to work, 14, 15, 16 is not going to work, 17 is going to work, 17 times 2, that's your double. So it's only these, 1, 2, 17, 34. So greatest common factor, I should rewrite these, but since, just for the interest of time, I'm not going to. 1, 3, 5, 15, 1, 2, 17, 34. The only common factor is 1. So the greatest common factor is 1. Okay, number 5, greatest common factor of 6, 5, and 15. It's nice to keep these listed because sometimes you'll have it show up more than once. 5 is prime, so the only factors are 1 and 5. Well, let's see if 1 or 5 goes into any of these, because it has to be common in all of them. 5 doesn't go into 6, so that's not going to work. 5 does go into 15, but since it doesn't go into 6, that's not going to work. I should have crossed the 5 out, not the 6. Sorry. So it's got to be 1. All right, that's your first 5. 6, find the greatest common factor of 15 and 12. Okay, I'm gonna write these out. Doing the same way we just did it. Let's do 12 first since it's smaller. Just gonna start writing a bunch of numbers. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4, 4 times 3. Oh, we got a repeat. So we're done there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. 15. 1 times 15. It's odd, so it can't be 2. 3 times 5. 4 times, well, it's odd, so it can't be 4. 5 times 3, there's our repeat. So 1, 3, 5, 15. 1 is a common factor. 3 is a common factor. 4 isn't, 5 isn't, 6 isn't, 15. So the greatest common factor, 1 and 3 are both common factors, but 3 is the greatest common factor. Okay, so the greatest common factor is 3. Now we're going to use the GCF to find 15 plus 12. And we're going to factor it out. So if we're going to factor 3 out, we're going to divide 15 by 3 and 12 by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Let's check just to make sure. 15 plus 12 is 27. Over here, 5 plus 4 is 9. Then 9 times 3 is 27. So we know that works. Okay, let's find the least common multiple now. Multiple means multiply. So we're going to multiply 3 and we're going to multiply 5. 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 3 is 9, 12, 15, 18, just get a bunch of factors, 5, 10, 15, 20, oh, I got one in common. Okay, so least common multiple is 15. Least common multiple of 4, 8, and 10. I'm not going to write out the multiples of 10, I know they end with zeros. So let's just write out the multiples of 4 and 8 that end up ending with zeros. I don't need to write them all out, just the ones that end with zeros. So 4 times 1, 2, 8, 12, 16, 20 is. 8 doesn't work for 20. So 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40 is. Now I could write all these out, I'm just doing a little shortcut here. 40 does work for 8 too. So it's obviously going to work for 10 because it ends with a 0. So the least common multiple is 40. Okay, least common multiple of 9, 2, and 12. Well, 2's even, so it can only be even numbers. So all I really need to find is 9 and 12. Because 12 is even. 12, 24, 36, 9, 18, 27, 36, 36 for both of these, 9 and 12. That also works for 2. 36 it is. Last question, number 10. Mrs. Hughes wrote a test. Part A had true and false questions, each worth 8 points. Part B had multiple choice questions, each worth 10 points. She made the number of points for Part A equal to the number of points for Part B. It was the least number of points for which this was possible. Answer the following questions. How many points was each part worth? Okay, that's the first question. Easiest way to do this is let's go through. Okay, so we have true and false questions, each worth 8 points. So 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and we could keep going. That'd be 1 question, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Okay, part B had multiple choice, MC, worth 10 points each. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and we could keep going on. Okay, looking at both lists, you should see they both have a 40 in common. And that's the least common multiple. We could keep going, we'd find out 80, 120. Okay, how many points was each part worth? So each is going to be worth 40 points. How many questions does part A have? Well, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. How many questions was part B worth? 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. Okay, let's So that's how you do your homework. That's how you do the topics this week. That's how you do the quiz. Hopefully this helped. Thanks.